This is Columbus Concerns, a public affairs presentation of North American Broadcasting. Here's your host, Mark News.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us today on Columbus Concerns. I'm Mark News. With us today is the Executive Director of the Red Cross here in Central Ohio, Karen Washbush. And Karen, thanks so much for stopping by today. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here.
Boy, you have a lot of responsibilities. The Red Cross is responsible for so many different things, the very important things. Number one on the list probably is the collection of blood.
Absolutely. We are one of the largest collection areas in the country. In fact, our lab, a lot of people don't know this, but our lab is one of the 5 largest in the country and one of the top 10 in the world.
Oh my gosh. Right here
Little tiny gem hidden in Columbus, right?
Oh, that's fantastic. And so I know there are times of the year that are more challenging than others when it comes to getting enough blood donors. Is this one of those times?
This is. Obviously, winter would be a time because of the cold months. People kind of hunker down. But summer also, there are a lot of family vacations, so car trips, motorcycle accidents, and kids playing outside, summer sports. So, yes, this is a very critical time.
Now, at this time of year right now, are there any particular types of blood you need or just everything?
Just everything. Something that's surprising is that 25% of our blood goes to cancer patients. A lot of people don't know that. If I'm in a room and I ask somebody, do you know anyone who's either dealing with cancer or has, almost every hand goes up. We expect the blood to be on the shelves when it's needed, but it's only out of the goodness of somebody's heart that it's going to be there.
Yeah, and it might be you someday.
Absolutely.
And you make it incredibly easy when it comes to giving blood. Is it best to make an appointment first if you want to give blood?
Sure, it is easy. The best thing to do would be to download our app, and you can make an appointment online. You can also do that pre-check-in, so that'll save you a little bit of time. It only takes about an hour to donate blood.
Has donor participation changed over the years? Has it gotten harder to get people to give?
I would say it can be a little bit harder. Columbus, Ohio, though, is such a generous community. So it's just a matter of educating people on the importance of donating blood. Only 63% of the population is eligible to donate for one reason or another, medicines, illnesses. And of that, only 3% actually give. So it's important to get the word out. If you can't donate, encourage others to donate.
So in addition to the app, I'm sure you have a website where people can go and get more information. What's the website?
Yes, you just go to redcross.org/blood, you'll be able to find a location to donate.
And if I better mention this too, that the radio stations here, we're participating in a blood drive along with Channel 6, and that's coming up on June 24th and 25th. So hopefully that'll be a big day, a couple of big days for us.
That's a big blood drive, and it's exciting because we give away Cedar Fair or Cedar Point tickets. So if you donate blood, you get a Cedar Point ticket.
Well, that's a pretty good deal right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The Red Cross of Central Ohio Executive Director Karen Washbush is our guest on the program today, and it's redcross.org, the easy way to remember the website address and to find anything that you need. In addition to getting blood donations, of course, the Red Cross is always responsible when it comes to disasters and things that are happening like that. Talk about the people that you have working for you and the volunteers that you always need for that.
We are staffed by 90% volunteers, so we have a small paid staff. So we rely very heavily on volunteers. And you mentioned disasters. Home fires are the biggest disaster, not only here in Ohio, but across the country. A lot of people think of the big major disasters that make the news, but it's home fires. So education on prevention is very important, as well as we install free smoke alarms. If you need one, you can just call 1-800-RED Cross, and we'll come out and install free smoke alarms for you. But we do need volunteers to respond to those home fires. They usually happen in the middle of the night, so you've got to be willing to get up and respond. But it's a very gratifying volunteer position.
So if you're called out to a fire scene, tell me a little bit about what kind of services you can render.
Yes. We're there initially to comfort the individual or the family. A lot of times they run out of the home. They have nothing but the clothes on their back. So they don't have a wallet. They don't have an ID. They don't have credit cards. They're kind of at a loss. And so we walk them through that journey. It can be several weeks that we will walk with them. There are a number of people that will help support. If need be, that we provide financial aid. We'll put them up in a motel if they don't have a place to stay, or a shelter if it's a larger disaster.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you always hear at like the end of a news story. You'll hear, well, the Red Cross is helping those who have been displaced, and now we know
Absolutely
what they're helping with,
Right.
what you're helping with. So this is National Military Appreciation Month. So tell us about how the Red Cross is involved in that.
Yes, we are actually at 380 military installations. So we are all over the country and all over the world. We respond to approximately 1,300 emergency calls every single day. I always thought that if I needed to bring a son or daughter home from the military for an emergency, I would call the military. The military actually tells you to call the Red Cross.
Really?
So we are the ones that vet the call, make sure that there is a need, and coordinate with the military to bring the individual home.
So if there's a family emergency or a death in the family, you can help.
Absolutely. It could be a death in the family. It could be a birth, because sometimes it's a good story too.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear, definitely. So talk a little bit about when it comes to helping the military, do you help them with like airfare and things like that, or arrange it, or how does that work?
We will help coordinate through the military. There are a lot of different resources that the military offers and other agencies, and so we will provide that. In unique situations, we'll provide financial resources.
Karen Washbush is here, and she is the executive director of the Central Ohio chapter of the Red Cross. How much of an area does the Central Ohio chapter cover?
We cover 9 counties, so we have we go as high up as Delaware Union County all the way down to Vinton County, so very large territory.
That is a lot of area. So obviously, if you 90% of your staff are volunteers,
Right.
Talk a little bit about what qualifications do you have to be a Red Cross volunteer?
Boy, that really varies depending on the role that you're interested in taking. We talked about blood earlier. We're looking for transportation specialists, individuals that will pick up the blood from a blood drive, take it downtown to be processed at our lab, or take it from the lab out to the hospitals. That's a very gratifying volunteer opportunity as well, because a lot of times they're waiting for that blood when you deliver it. We have people that will educate communities with hands-only CPR, or be Red Cross ready. What do you need to respond to a home fire or a tornado? So we have people go out and speak. So, maybe you like to do public speaking. Just a variety of opportunities for you.
So your volunteers obviously aren't just sitting around waiting for a disaster to happen.
No, not at all. We get them out right away. We get them busy.
Out working in the community all the time.
Absolutely.
And again, if someone would be interested in being a volunteer, are there age limitations or anything like that?
Usually 16 would be for some of the opportunities, 18 for others. A lot of them we do background checks. So we have event-based volunteers. So maybe you want to come out and help install smoke alarms. That would be a one-time opportunity, but other opportunities we would ask for a background check.
And talk a little bit about it. If you wanted to be a volunteer, would you go to the website? Is that where you start?
Yes, please go to the website, redcross.org. You can type in your zip code. You can find the location closest to you. In this case, it would be redcross.org/Columbus. And we will then connect you with somebody in our volunteer services who will talk to you about what your interests are, what your skills are, and find that best fit for you.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like very gratifying work. You probably have some people who've been with you for a while.
We do. Just recognized Mike Schettinger for 35 years of service. So we have people that have been around for 50 years, some even 60 years.
That's pretty amazing. Talk a little bit about, it is the storm season here in Central Ohio for sure, and we start getting these severe thunderstorms and sometimes, unfortunately, tornadoes. Do you think that people are in their own homes prepared for this, and what would you recommend that they do? They'd probably need a kit.
Yes, definitely have a kit. You want to have a couple days worth of food. You want to have water available, basic first aid supplies. Yes, you want to find the center of your home. If you have a basement, definitely go down to the basement. But if you don't have a basement, a lot of times people are in their bathroom, even in a bathtub to be safe. You want to be away from the windows.
I imagine when it comes to disaster preparedness, a lot of what you do is work on coordinating with sheriff's offices and with the state emergency management people. That's probably an ongoing thing at all times.
It is. We have wonderful relationships with our different fire departments and EMTs all throughout the chapter in the region.
Mm-hmm. And I imagine, obviously, if there is a disaster, you need to know where to go. And where to set up and that kind of stuff.
Right. And disasters can be tricky. We always say that they're messy. National disasters, we'll see a hurricane coming and we think it might go up the west coast of Florida and then it goes up the east coast. So we have to set up the shelters on the west coast and then pivot very quickly and move to the east coast. So it's has to be very well coordinated, but we have to move quickly as well.
And I imagine too, when there is a large disaster like that the different chapters around the country help one another.
It's really exciting to see that. We'll see our emergency response vehicles, just trails of response vehicles from all over the country coming in to help that community, which is what we want if something happens here. So obviously we respond when something happens elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So it's a great opportunity for volunteers. 2-week deployment. They go and they can work in the shelters. They might be passing out cleanup kits, food, just a lot of different opportunities.
Our guest on the program today is the Executive Director of the Red Cross chapter here in Central Ohio, Karen Washbush, and redcross.org. That's the website for just about everything, and it's a very easy one to remember. Again, redcross.org. Talk a little bit about, if you would, when it comes to blood donation again. If I go in and I give blood, what happens then with the blood, and where does it go, and how is it screened, and
you would think that it would just go from your arm into somebody else's arm in the hospital, right?
Yeah.
But it actually gets sent downtown to our lab for processing, goes through at least 10 tests, and then it will go out to the hospitals. It's typed. We want to make sure that we have the best match for individuals. We're working hard to diversify the blood supply. It's important to, again, to have that best match. People that receive frequent blood transfusions, such as sickle cell patients, the more transfusions they have, the more likely that their body will reject the transfusion. So we want to have that best genetic match possible.
Do the blood products stay here in Central Ohio, or can they go anywhere?
Most of them, I would say, stay in Columbus, Ohio, or Central Ohio, but they can go anywhere. They go where the need is.
Hmm. And I know that there are also, and this is probably something good to sign up on the app, but you can schedule regular times to give blood. Is that correct?
Every 56 days, and they will call you.
Yeah, I'll bet they will. Yeah. So every 56 days you can give blood.
Yes.
And talk about after you give blood. What are some of the things that you do to help people? I know some people, they may want to drink something or eat something, or how does that work?
Yes, we have a little snack area, so people can grab something to drink, some juice, replenish their fluids and their electrolytes. We have chips and cookies and things like that as well. So we want them to stay for a few minutes, make sure they're feeling okay before they leave. Most of the time they do, but we just want to be careful.
Now, do you always need an appointment, or is there some place you can walk in?
You can walk in, but we definitely prefer scheduled appointments. That way we can plan the correct number of staff, resources, our supplies.
What about at blood drives?
Blood drives, yes, we would definitely welcome walk-ins.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, again, we have one coming up at
Yes.
the end of June, June 24th and 25th. It's the Big Blood Drive, and the radio stations here participating in that, along with the folks down at WSYX Channel 6, and that sounds like it's going to be a big one.
That's a big one. That's a lot of fun. There's a lot of people come out for that. Of course, the media is there, and so that's exciting. And then we have a lot of giveaways. So, yes, it's a lot of fun.
Hopefully the media is not only there, but you can stick them in the arm.
That's right. We do.
Absolutely. And so the blood drive with Channel 6, where is that going to be located?
Yes, that's going to be at the McCoy Center in Hilliard, Ohio, and it will be from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. both days.
Oh, that's a long one. So you got plenty of opportunities. No excuses there when it comes to the time.
Absolutely. Before, after work, or during.
Yeah, absolutely. Karen Washbush is here, and she is the Red Cross Central Ohio Chapter Executive Director, and she's been kind enough to stop by and give us some information about the Red Cross. Again, it's redcross.org. If you need anything from the Red Cross, or you want to volunteer, or if you want to give blood, that is the central location where you can sign up to do that. If you've never donated blood before, what message would you have to those folks about what it means and what the experience is like?
I could tell you from a personal standpoint, I have lost somebody very close to me who had lymphoma. And just to see the blood transfusions bring life back into his body, and have him have the opportunity to celebrate another birthday, another anniversary, another graduation, it's just incredible. I have family members dealing with cancer currently, just friends, and of course, emergencies, accidents. Again, we expect the blood to be there, but it's really only if somebody takes the initiative to donate. It's an easy process. As I said before, it only takes about an hour. We make it very smooth. It's not scary. Just turn your head.
Yeah.
And the people that are working at the blood drives, very kind, very reassuring.
They're good at it too.
Absolutely. Yes.
They will find it. They will.
Yes.
Yeah. They'll
Yes.
absolutely. And yeah, because it's one thing to say, help save a life, but that's exactly what it means. It when you say it, when the Red Cross says you're going to help save a life, you guys mean it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You could save up to 3 lives by donating blood.
One of the things you hear all the time, and this is like a for-profit kind of thing, but you hear about people donating plasma. Do you guys do that as well?
We do. Blood can be broken up into 3 different products: the red blood cells, plasma, and platelets.
Is that something you have to do ahead of time, as far as like, do you know that you're giving the plasma, or is it broken up afterwards?
You sign up beforehand.
Okay, it's a different process.
It is a different process. Mm-hmm. Yes, an apheresis machine will handle that for you, and it is a different process. You can also give double reds, so that would be twice as many red blood cells as a normal donation. So you can do that as well.
Again, all of these life-saving procedures. It's amazing. Again, the June 24th and 25th at the McCoy Center in Hilliard. That's where the blood drive's going to be, and we're going to be participating in along with Channel 6 and, of course, the American Red Cross. Our guest on the program today is Karen Washbush, who is the executive director of the Central Ohio chapter of the Red Cross, which covers 9 counties, Franklin, and a bunch of other counties here in Central Ohio as well. So the bottom line here is it's easy to give, and we just need to get people out there to do it.
Absolutely. And again, if you're not able to give, please encourage other people to do so.
I know that this is National Water Safety Month, something that the Red Cross is involved in as well. Tell us about that.
Yes. Surprisingly, the number one unintentional death for children under 1 year old is drowning. And that can happen in a bucket of water, a toilet, a bathtub, very little water. And it's the second cause for children up to 5 years old, and the third cause for 5-year-olds to, I believe it's 15 years old.
Wow.
The 5-year-old to 15-year-olds, it's usually in a pool, and the older children, it's lakes, ponds. I know how I was as a kid playing around outside. Right. So we have a lot of educational material that's free. We have whale tales, which is you can go on our website and download information. We have quizzes and cartoons and coloring pictures to educate the children. We also have water safety for parents and caregivers. Again, that's also free. And then, of course, we have our Swim app. So if you just go to your app store, download the Red Cross Swim app, there's a lot of water safety information there as well.
And again, that's also where, some first aid training comes in, because if something happens, you should be ready. Absolutely.
So we do offer first aid. We offer CPR classes as well as how to use an AED, but something that is available to everybody and it's free. If you call our office, we can schedule appointments for groups to learn hands-only CPR. It's an easy skill to learn within 20 minutes, but it's a very valuable skill to know.
And we'll be back here on Columbus Concerns in just a minute. Stick with us.
I'm Tiffany Haddish.
And I'm Marlon Wayans. African Americans are 3 times more likely to be diagnosed with pancreatic cancer than any other racial or ethnic group.
When you or someone you love is facing a pancreatic cancer diagnosis, access to cutting-edge treatment can help make long-term survival possible and improve future patient outcomes.
That's why Stand Up to Cancer and the Lustgarten Foundation have teamed up to bring over 30 pancreatic cancer clinical trials to those who need them.
Learning all you can about pancreatic cancer, including treatment options and what clinical trials are available, can give you or a loved one even more than hope. It can help make long-term survival possible.
For more information about the latest pancreatic cancer research and clinical trials near you, visit pancreaticcancercollective.org.
Food. Our survival relies on it. Yet every day in Central Ohio, nearly 1 million pounds of it enters the landfill. That's a lot of food, natural resources, and money being wasted. The meals on our plates require a lot of energy, water, and land to grow, harvest, and prepare. And we rely on a healthy planet to provide that. When we choose to throw food away, we're choosing to discard all the resources that were invested along the way, not to mention the money that's being tossed out. But together, we can make choices that make a difference in our community and protect our environment. In fact, there are a lot of small changes that we can each make to reduce our waste, like saving our leftovers, properly storing our food, and composting. Learn more about what you can do to reduce your food waste at home, at work, at school, and in your community at SaveMoreThanFood.org, a program of SWACO.
And our guest on the program today has been Karen Washbush, who's the executive director of the Red Cross here in Central Ohio. I'm Mark News. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we hope to see you again next week for another edition of Columbus Concerns.
Thanks for listening to Columbus Concerns, a public affairs presentation of North American Broadcasting. You can send questions or comments about today's show to Columbus Concerns in care of this station, 1458 Dublin Road, Columbus 43215. Or email us at columbusconcerns@napcomedia.com.
Take a pause.
Tammy Reichen of Reno, Nevada was thrilled to get a call from someone claiming to be from a vet hospital saying her cat Lulu had been found, but the cat was hit by a car and needed emergency surgery.
When he sent the picture and I saw her whole shoulder cut open, that was devastating.
That caller demanded thousands of dollars for treatment, but police suspect the photo was a fake generated by AI aimed at parting Tammy from her money.
They're monsters. I think it's cruel to use an animal, somebody's family, to hurt them that way. It's just not fair.
Reno police spokesman Hunter Mercurio.
With this new scam, they're using AI in order to tug on the heartstrings of the victim's emotions.
Police say if you get a call like this one, hang up. Then call the vet hospital and tell them about it and contact law enforcement. No word yet on what happened to Lulu the cat. Take a pause. Jill Nato, Fox News.
Fox on Tech.
Google insists it doesn't have a monopoly when it comes to you searching the internet. Google lost a lawsuit by the Biden-era U.S. Justice Department nearly 2 years ago. The federal judge in D.C. presiding over that case ruled that Google violated antitrust laws by becoming the world's default search engine. The DOJ insisted that Google's acts, such as paying Apple to be the default search engine in its web browsers, was illegal and anti-competitive, and that it prevented other search engines such as Microsoft Bing from getting a fair shake at the market. The judge demanded Google share specific search data with the competition, such as Microsoft and ChatGPT maker OpenAI. Now Google is appealing that ruling, arguing the district court judge was in error and that Google never made the device makers it paid stop using or block rival search engines. The U.S. DOJ has yet to reply to the appeal. With Fox on Tech, I'm Eben Brown, Fox News.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First, drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said,
if it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips. Because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Food. Our survival relies on it. Yet every day in Central Ohio, nearly 1 million pounds of it enters the landfill. That's a lot of food, natural resources, and money being wasted. The meals on our plates require a lot of energy, water, and land to grow, harvest, and prepare. And we rely on a healthy planet to provide that. When we choose to throw food away, we're choosing to discard all the resources that were invested along the way, not to mention the money that's being tossed out. But together, we can make choices that make a difference in our community and protect our environment. In fact, there are a lot of small changes that we can each make to reduce our waste, like saving our leftovers, properly storing our food, and composting. Learn more about what you can do to reduce your food waste at home, at work, at school, and in your community at SaveMoreThanFood.org, a program of SWACO.